What's up, Sumo Nation? This is Jay back again with another video. So today I want to talk about health, and this sort of lockdown experience that's happened recently has taught me a lot of things, and one of which is I need to reprioritize my health. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff and more that I've been going through recently to improve my health, supplement wise, and different food things, buying a smoothie maker, and so on and so forth, which I'll be reviewing various ones of those throughout this series. But in this series today, in this video of this series today, I wanted to go through something called Psyllium husks. Essentially, it's almost 100% pure fiber. So it's got some carbohydrates in there, as you can see, and it's like a ton of fiber. The main effects of this is that it makes you fuller, and I like this one because it's no GMO. Part of my life vision is that I want to be no GMO. But anyway, I'll maybe do a video about that later. But essentially, the benefits of this is that it makes you fuller for longer, and if you have it with a meal, you tend to get fuller quicker. And also that if you take a lot of fiber, you tend to be more regular in the bathroom department. And so I wanted to make sure I was more regular, and I wanted to make sure that I was fuller for longer and fuller quicker. So this stuff works. It definitely makes you fuller quicker, and it definitely makes you fuller for longer. And if yesterday and this morning is anything to go by, hell yeah, it keeps you very regular. But this is my first time ever doing this. Comment below if you have ever used Psyllium husks. I hope that's how you pronounce it. This one's from India. I got it because it was 500 grams. A lot of the other ones on Amazon, they weren't on Prime, which I like on Prime, especially during these times because it means it comes quicker. But also, they weren't 500 grams, which I like. I like the fact that this is 500 grams and all the others were like 100 grams and maybe 200 grams. But yeah, this is the first thing I wanted to review. Let me know in your comments below what you feel Psyllium husks have done for you, if anything at all. So far, they have made me very regular, and they have made me fuller for longer and quicker. But yeah, what are your thoughts on that? This is only 2 days in for me, so I'll give you more of an update on it as it affects me more. But so far, I found it does what it's supposed to do. Now, whether or not that translates to weight loss, I don't know. Maybe that translates to weight loss. And in theory, fuller for longer should translate to weight loss. But yeah, one thing I have noticed actually this morning, I've noticed that in the mornings generally I wake up with lower muscle tone. This is something that a lot of bodybuilders talk about in their videos. They lose muscle tone throughout the day because obviously you're more muscular when you've just come from a workout. You're less muscular when you've been sleeping maybe for a few hours, and I found that in my case. However, this morning, I don't know whether it's because of the fiber. So that's the only new thing I've introduced since yesterday and the day before, is this fiber. So maybe I've found that the muscle tone tends to be less decreased when I wake up in the morning. Now, there's more to it than that. There's when you sleep, you release more human growth hormone, that sort of thing. So in theory, it should be bigger, but for some reason, my muscle tone tends to be less when I wake up in the morning. So I don't know. Comment below. Let me know what your experience is, both with Psyllium husks and what they do to your muscle tone. For me, it seems so far that I don't decrease my muscle tone so much when I sleep with these. So that's good. And I have been having better sleep. I don't know if it's to do with this or other factors. But essentially, this is the only thing I've introduced new into my diet. And it's, yeah, it seems good so far. I'll give you further updates as we go. The one thing I would say about it is, if you can get the flavored one, I recommend it, because the flavor is like eating hay that's sodden in water. The idea is you put this in water. I had no idea. I had to watch videos on how to take this. So essentially, yeah, you want to put this in water. You put 1 or 2 spoons in a cup of water that is a pint. I don't know what that is in milliliters, but yeah, say 500 milliliters or a pint, and you put 1 to 2 spoons of this. If you put 2 in, you will be extremely regular, as I found out yesterday. But yeah, it seems pretty good stuff. The only thing I would say is it tastes like crap, so get the flavored one if you can. But this is a really great option as well, because it is because it's 500 grams. So I will link to the in the description to this one, because I think it's great, and it's natural here, nature for life, and GMO free and all that kind of good stuff. So if that is important to you, then I'll link to this one in the description. Also, I'll try and find a flavored one so that you guys don't have to go through what I went through this morning. And by the way, one last tip: I put this in a green juice this morning. Don't do that. No, don't ever put this stuff in a green juice. This is really bad. The green juice by itself is tolerable. I also put collagen in my green juice as well, which isn't the nicest tasting thing, but green juice and collagen inside it is tolerable. You put this stuff inside there and it's no longer tolerable. So a green juice tends to be, and the collagen for me tends to be fairly thin and watery, so I can just knock it straight back, so that's fine for me. I don't use milk or anything like that, so I just knock the green juice and the collagen straight down, so I don't normally notice it. But when you put psyllium husks inside a green juice, it goes kind of like slimy, you know, like chia seed does. So you get it thicker, slimier, and just much more fibrous. And it was the hardest green juice I've ever had to stomach in my life. So don't mix this with green juice. Other than that, put it in water. You probably want to blend it, in my opinion, because when you stir it, you end up with a lot of goop at the bottom. The top tends to be really not very full of psyllium husks, and the bottom tends to be super saturated with psyllium husks. So I recommend blending it, putting it in the blender, and I'll do a review of my mini blender tomorrow. It's really cool. I'll do that. So I'm going to start putting this in the blender without the shake or without the green juice. So but yeah, so make sure that you give it a really good blend, because otherwise you're going to end up with that thickness at the bottom of your pint glass. So I would say definitely put it in your blender first, then pour it back out into your pint glass. But yeah, it's great. It tastes terrible. It seems to work, and I will update you in another video as to how well it's worked. But all in all, it's a lot of psyllium husk, and it's cheap too. It's about £8 UK. So that's really cheap. And you know, if you can have fewer calories in your day because you're filling up on this for £8, this has got to be a month's worth of psyllium husks, in my opinion, because I'm using maybe 1 spoon per meal. So this is great. So link in the description to this, and I'll try and find a flavored one for you. But this is cheap, it's natural, and it's GMO free. I can't speak highly enough about this. Again, the only thing is the taste is horrendous, and whatever you do, don't put it in any kind of green juice, collagen, or anything that's unflavored as well, because it will thicken it up and it will taste like hell. But psyllium husks, let me know your experience with it below, and I'll keep you posted. Thanks guys.